Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah wa salatu salam ala Rasulillah. We continue reading from Imam Al-Ghazali's Ihya Ulumuddin, book 20 on the prophetic mannerism, the Adab al-Ma'ish wa Akhlaq al-Nubuwah. And we are reading and discussing his sunnah in regarding food. And the immediate topic was the food that he liked and how he ate that food. And probably we'll just go over some of these things that we have read, and we continue. He ate bread made of unsifted barley and cucumbers with dates and with salt. His favorite fresh fruit were the melon, watermelon, and the grape. He ate the melon, the watermelon, with bread and sugar. Now, one should, from what I have read, is that this is not sugar as the white sugar that we know today. As such, that would not be the true. There is a date, that's a type of dates that is called sugary, really, sukkari. And it's when it's ripe, because typical color of dates when they are ripe, it's dark brown. The sukkari is light golden, and it's doesn't have even the shape of regular dates. The dates of Medina are small and black. This is why in the hadith of the of Aisha anha, when she spoke about there would be a time, and I think this is very appropriate, because just in within a few lines we'll reach the discussion of meat, and that the Prophet ﷺ liked meat. But does it mean that they have ate, because that they have eaten meat every day the way many people do today, or every week, or because there was at least one period, 2 months in a row, in which no food was cooked at the house of the Prophet. They survived or subsisted, or that was their food staple was dates. And in fact, the way it was described in the Hadith al-Aswadain, at-tamr wal-ma'. So they have just simply used the color of the dates of Medina, the black dates. So at any rate, the water is not black, but they have just simply used one for the other, except for a gift of milk that was given by the Ansar, by the indigenous people of Medina. So just pay attention that it's not the white sugar. He often ate it with dates, using his two hands. One day, while he was eating the dates in his right hand and storing the date stones in his left hand, and you passed a female sheep. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ showed her the date stones, and you began eating out of his left hand, while he ate with his right hand. When he finished eating, you left. Okay, even though that some of these are normal things, but we should pay attention to the and the hadith about the feeding the The sheep has a weak chain of narrators. Now, the next one about grapes, how he ate grapes. Again, this is a problematic tradition. Um, I would not suspect it otherwise. He frequently ate grapes by putting in the bunch in his mouth and drawing forth its stalk bare. Alhamdulillah, that is not really a sound tradition. The foam, in doing this, the foam on his beard appeared as shining beads. His most frequent food consisted of water and dates. Here we spoke about the aswadain. He mixed milk and dates and called them the two best. So the first part of this short paragraph about eating the bunch of just putting a cluster of grapes in his mouth and drawing forth its stalk bare, and then a foam on his beard. That's not really the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In fact, even when we talk about meat, just in case one would forget, in Arabic we have nahasha and we have nahasa, and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was described as nahasa, uh, meaning he would eat barely with the just like a small gentle bite on a piece of meat. So imagine comparing that to the image of cluster of grapes and foam and shining beads. At any rate, his favorite food was meat, of which he said it is beyond fame. So the Prophet ﷺ liked. It is known that he liked the meat of the shoulder, لحم الكتف. He used to eat soup with meat and pumpkins. In regard to pumpkins, which he loved, he said, "It is the tree of my brother Yunus, alayhi salam, Prophet John." كان يحب القرع ويقول إن شجرة أخي يونس. الدباء and I think probably to help people remember this hadith about pumpkin, I would say about 30 years ago, a friend of mine married a revert to Islam in the United States, and she discovered that the Prophet ﷺ loved pumpkin, and she became very enthusiastic in cooking this type of food for her husband. Really enthusiastic. So he liked it. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Aisha reads that Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam used to say, "Oh Aisha, when you cook a pottage, put in plenty of gourds, for verily it strengthens the heart of the grieved, He used to eat meat of hunted birds. However, he did not follow a hunt. Rather, he preferred that it be hunted and brought to him. Then he ate out of it. Okay. This hadith, it is described as gharib. And the chains of narrators of these traditions are weak. Yes, the chains are weak. So again, he when he ate meat, he did not lean over it. Instead, he lifted the meat to his mouth and then bit into it with his front teeth. This is the nahsatan. ونهش فنهش نهشة also um, mentioned by narrated by Al-Bukhari and Muslim. The next hadith is about the Prophet ﷺ eating bread and butter. Some could be butter, but could be also fat. So he ate bread and butter, and like the forearm and shoulder of sheep, of pottage. I wonder whether this is really, whether this is translated into a popular position or popular thing in Arab culture, at least in our part of the world here. The people prefer the forearm and shoulder of the sheep rather than the hind legs. Just in case one doesn't know about this, in Jewish law they eat the front part of the animal. So if you talk about calf, they would eat the front rather than the hind legs. So literally, the meat truck that comes to East Jerusalem would be full with hind legs, front legs in West Jerusalem, hind legs in East Jerusalem. In general, this is the case. Of pottage, he loved gourds. Of seasoning, he loved vinegar. Of dates, he loved those of Medina. The ajwa, which he named the blessed. Tayyib, maybe that's really moreover, he said the dates of Medina, it is of paradise and is a remedy for poison and magic. Of vegetables, he liked the endive, mountain balm, and garden porcelain, which is called a rijla. He disliked kidneys because of their proximity to the urine. He did not even eat 7 parts of the ewe, namely the here it is understood also as a male sheep, the male organ, ovaries, knees, gall, vesicle, goiter, vulva, and the blood. The blood. This is really a name for the liver, really, one of them. Since he disliked them, he did not eat garlic, onions, or leek because of the smell. In fact, it's not the sunnah; it's the opposite. To eat garlic and onion and anything that smells like that, and go to pray the congregational prayer at the mosque. The hadith that the Prophet like the shoulder has a weak chain of narrators. The narration that was narrated by Abu Shaykh from the narration of Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu. And the most appreciated or liked dip was vinegar. The Prophet praised vinegar when it was offered to him as really the only. He would not disdain or dislike or speak negatively about food, so he praised vinegar. And the 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 herbs, if you will, that were mentioned is they do not have a sound chain of narrators. The endive, mountain balm, and garden porcelain, the rijla. These do not have a strong chain of narrators. The hating to eat the kidneys has a weak chain of narrators. The rest about the not eating certain parts of the sheep, including the male organs and the blood. And the blood in itself is prohibited, but as I said, this is probably a reference to liver. But the hadith, at least part of it, has a weak chain of narrators, and it is mursal, not marfu'. Okay. Other foods. So Prophet Muhammad never found fault with food, so he would not really say, I don't like this, or if he was pleased with it, he ate of it. If he disliked it, he neglected it. He simply did not eat, but he would not say anything bad about it. If he discarded, he did not render it hateful to another person. He disliked the lizard and the spleen, but did not declare them forbidden. And think about the lizard, the dab. It's a rather large, lizard. But simply he said that it is halal, but he was not used to it. When he was raised, his family never cooked that, so he just simply avoided it. But is it halal? It is halal. He used to wipe clean the dish with his fingers, saying the last portion of food is very much blessed. Moreover, he licked his fingers as is said for the blessing until they became red. He did not wipe his hand with a towel until he licked his fingers one by one, saying that he did not know in which morsel of food was the blessing. So the part about it's almost the same content about. So the first part about he used to clean the dish with his fingers. The last portion of food is very much blessed. That's a sound tradition. The next one, though it might sound the same, he licked his fingers and they became red. That has no origin. And he, after licking his fingers, he would postpone wiping the fingers until he is done with the with licking the finger or licking the dish itself. And licking, it's just you don't have to. It's not that you would take the plate and in front of your face. There was a scholar from Jordan who visited the International Islamic University in Kuala Lumpur. It's like 30 years ago, and he said there was lunch, and he took a piece of bread and he the last drops of gravy or whatever on the plate, and he wiped the plate clean with that piece of bread, like it soaked the absorbed the gravy, and he said this is how you lick the plate. So it's a metaphorical thing. So but you still get the blessings if you will. Still, we have more on eating and drinking, and inshallah we will be dealing with this tomorrow بإذن عز وجل. Until then, سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.